Page 16, very brief look at calculus. We're going to discuss something called L'Hopital's rule. Not L Hospital or Hopital, L'Hopital. It's French, I believe, and one of my students gave me the correct pronunciation. Indeterminate form means if you get infinity over infinity when you plug a value in, or 0 over 0, and we've already arrived at that in another example. So first thing I want to do is plug this in, and that gives me 4. 2 squared is 4, and 4 minus 4, well, that equals 0. And then I plug the 2 in, that gives me 2 minus 2, and that equals 0, and that's indeterminate form. So I could factor it. That's a way of doing it, but I want to implement something called L'Hopital's rule. And what that means is you take the derivative of the top, and the derivative of the top is 2x over 1. So that beat it up pretty quickly, and now I take the 2 and I throw it in, and 2 times 2 over 1 equals just 4. So by L'Hopital's rule, and I think that's what that little h hat means, you put that there to let people know that you're doing L'Hopital's rule. And it's a quick way of finding the limit of something where you get 0 over 0. So I throw a 1 in here, and that gives me 1 cubed minus 1, or 1 minus 1, so that's going to equal 0. And I put a 1 in there, 1 minus 1, well, that equals 0. So I'm going to implement L'Hopital's rule. I'm going to take the derivative of the top, which is 3x squared over 1. I'm going to substitute the 1 in. That gives me 3 times 1 squared over 1, which is just 3. So by using L'Hopital's rule, I didn't have to factor that.
Number 3 here, this should be the limit as x approaches infinity. So we
can take a look at what happens when we plug that in. Well, we get e to the infinity over basically infinity, because x cubed is infinity cubed plus 2 times infinity. And e to the infinity is, I'm pretty sure I have that back here. The limit as x approaches infinity of e to the x is infinity. So this gives me infinity over infinity, which is indeterminate form. So I'm going to implement L'Hopital's rule. So let's see what happens when I do L'Hopital's rule. So I take the derivative of the top, which is going to give me e to the x, over 3x squared plus 2. Plug infinity back in, and once again, that gives me infinity over infinity, which is indeterminate form. So I'm going to implement L'Hopital's rule again. Let's see what happens. That gives me e to the x over 6x. Plug in infinity, that gives me e to the infinity, which is infinity, over 6 times infinity, which is infinity. Right, so that gives me infinity over infinity. Let me try L'Hopital's again. Keep trying it. That gives me e to the x over 6. Now that will give me infinity over 6. Infinity over 6 is not infinity over infinity, nor is it 0 over 0. It is infinity, and that's my answer for that one.